Okay, for 5, okay, I will be doing it together with adjustment number 6 because they are related. Alright. There was an uncollectible debt of $1,600 to be written off. Okay, so $1,600 that you are supposed to receive, you have to cancel it away, right? So first thing you have to pick up which accounts will be affected by this. Oh, so first thing, who owes you money? And because someone who owes you money, you have to write it off. Okay, so let's search for the accounts. So uncollectible debts, okay, they come from people who owes you money. So people who owes you money will be your trade receivables. Okay, and at the same time, trade receivables, allowance for impairment of trade receivables. Okay, so when there's an uncollectible debt that you have to write off, in other words, it means it is confirmed. Okay, when it's write off, that means it's confirmed. Okay, so what is in this account? Allowance. Allowance means it is likely to happen, but now it is confirmed that it has happened. So allowance is so-called, what I always say, is a standby for accident. So it really happened, so you will activate your standby and deduct. Okay, alright, so this is adjustment number 5. Okay, so for your trade receivable, you know, confirm for sure 1,600 cannot be collected, so your trade receivables will be reduced, and at the same time the standby, you don't need to standby for him anymore, so you reduce it also at the same time. Okay, so these are the 2 adjustments. There's no new account required for this. Okay, but one thing to take note is once you have done this allowance, please work out and update the allowance first, okay, because you will need it later for the next adjustment. Usually they'll have another one that requires you to adjust this. Okay, so my allowance has reduced to 2040. Okay, next let's look at adjustment number 6. Okay, 5 is quite straightforward. Okay, just use part of your allowance to cover this written off debt. Number 6, you are going to change your allowance, right? Because a review of the list of trade receivables shows that $2,400 worth of trade receivables was likely to become uncollectible. Okay, again, when you see the word likely, that means you want your allowance to change to 2,400. So allowance, okay, you want your new allowance to be 2,400, which means it is not enough. Okay, I want to make it 2,400. So in order to make it 2,400, I will need to add to this allowance. Okay, how much do I need to add? From 2040 to 2400, I will need to add 360. Okay, so this is the increase in the allowance required by the question, which is the adjustment number 6. Okay, so adjustment number 6 wants your allowance to be 2400, but currently your allowance after the adjustment number 5 is 2040. So I need to increase the allowance. But of course, when you increase the allowance, you need to open a new account, okay, for this adjustment. Okay, so this 360, because it's an increase, we will call this a impairment loss of trade receivables. Okay, so this is the new account, 360. This is your expense, okay, because you are increasing this expected loss. Okay, So this is your expense. All right, so for 5 and 6, these are the adjustment. So number 5, I reduce my trade receivables together with allowance. Okay. Then for number 6, I increase the allowance to a new one. So the amount that I increase will be updated in the income statement. Okay. All right. So now let me show you first. Okay, the income statement. So this is the tough one. Income statement under expenses. Under expenses, I have this impairment loss of trade receivable, 360. Okay, based on the working I showed just now. Okay, 360 is the increase of allowance and it will be recorded as an impairment loss. Okay, impairment loss of trade receivable. Next, how about the trade receivables itself? For trade receivables, this is under current assets in the balance sheet. Trade receivables, I will have these 2 items. Okay, the first adjustment comes from adjustment 5. Correct? Okay, but for the allowance, there are 2 adjustments, both for 5 and for 6. Okay, so if I want to show the workings to make it clearer, so I start with 3640. Alright, and because of adjustment number 5, I need to minus 1600. This is adjustment number 5. Okay, then I need to add 360. This is adjustment number 6. Okay, and that will give me my 2400. Okay, clear? Okay, so this is the part that is tricky. Okay, there are 2 adjustments that affects this same account. Okay, alright, thank you for watching. So these are the common mistakes that you all made during your mid-year exam. Thank you very much.